step back in time with me to a simpler era when the after-school hours were more than just a break from the classroom. For those of us who grew up in the late 80s and early 90s, these hours were a sacred ritual, a gateway to a world of comfort and connection. We'd drop our backpacks by the door, grab a snack, often something bright and questionable, and settle in front of the TV. It wasn't just background noise. It was a portal to other worlds, shaping our views on friendship, humor, and what it meant to be cool. In those days, streaming and endless choices were a distant dream. We watched what was on, and in a way, that made the experience more special. These shows weren't just entertainment. They became a shared language, a bond between us and our generation. Here's a trip down memory lane, a look at 8 shows that will instantly transport Gen Xers back to their living rooms, where homework could wait. But the theme songs were forever etched in our minds. Did someone just notice the connection between his friends, other than saying trouble? Did he make you think about giving you a present? Did he expect you to bring him a present and give you money for your problems? This is an excellent example. Saved by the Bell, the high school hangout. If you were alive and kicking in the late 80s and early 90s, you knew Bayside High like the back of your hand. Zach Morris's schemes, Kelly Kapowski's smile, and Screech's awkward charm were as familiar as our own classmates. But Saved by the Bell wasn't just a sitcom. It was a cultural phenomenon. It taught us about the ups and downs of teen life. From friendship and dating to heavier topics like drugs and peer pressure, it had its fair share of laugh tracks and neon wardrobes, but it captured the essence of adolescence in a way that resonated. I still remember sitting cross-legged, algebra forgotten, as I secretly hoped to catch a glimpse of the Zack Attack band episode. And to this day, hearing "Time Out" makes me freeze and grin, a testament to the power of a show that defined an era. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, a rap anthem. How many shows can you recognize from their theme song alone? If you're Gen X, the answer is at least one: The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The opening rap was our daily anthem, and Will Smith's charisma made the show irresistible. It wasn't just about the laughs. It delved into real conversations about race, class, and identity. Carlton's goofy dance and Uncle Phil's wise words cut through the humor, leaving a lasting impression. We tuned in after school for the laughs, but also because the show felt alive. It gave us a glimpse of a world where humor and heart went hand in hand, leaving us thinking long after the credits rolled. And decades later, that unique blend still feels fresh. 3. Punky Brewster, a ray of sunshine. Do you remember how one kid could bring so much color and joy into a room? Punky Brewster did just that. With her mismatched shoes, pigtails, and boundless optimism, Punky was the friend we all wished lived next door. For those of us who felt a little out of place, Punky's story of resilience and joy despite a tough start was inspiring. The show taught us heartwarming lessons about family and belonging, showing us that home is where we're loved. Watching Punky reminded us that even ordinary afternoons could be magical. Her quirky world made us believe in ourselves, teaching us that being true to who we are was not just acceptable, but enough. That was a powerful lesson for kids in the 80s, and it's one that still resonates today. 4. Growing Pains, a chaotic family comedy. Here's a question. What do you remember more vividly, the theme song or Kirk Cameron's grin? For many of us, both are etched in our memories. Growing Pains offered a unique blend of family comedy and teenage drama, mirroring the chaos of real life. The Seaver family became household names, with Jason and Maggie navigating parenting while Mike, Carol, and Ben stumbled through adolescence. The show blended humor and life lessons in a comforting way, never feeling preachy. I recall watching reruns with my sister, both of us convinced our parents were too strict compared to the Seavers. Looking back, maybe they weren't, but Growing Pains gave us a chance to laugh at family dynamics and secretly hope for a cooler older brother. The show reminded us that family life is messy and imperfect, but laughter can make it all worthwhile. 5. Charles in Charge. The Babysitter's Club. Gen X afternoons often featured Charles, the college student turned live-in babysitter, juggling his ambitions with the Powell family's antics. Charles in Charge blended teen humor with family sitcom dynamics, creating a unique mix that kept us glued to our screens after school. The humor was light and sometimes cheesy, but that was part of its charm. Charles was the kind of responsible yet relatable figure we all wanted looking out for us, and Buddy Lembeck provided the perfect comic relief. For many of us, the show wasn't just about the storylines. It was about the comfort of routine. We knew what to expect, and that predictability felt like coming home after a long day at school. It was TV as a companion, and Charles was in charge of keeping us entertained. 6. Small Wonder, The Robot Daughter. An 80s after-school lineup wasn't complete without Small Wonder. The show was odd, to say the least, a family secretly raising a robot daughter named Vicky, but that's what made it unforgettable. The premise sounds absurd now, but back then, it captured the imagination of a generation fascinated by technology and the future. Vicky's monotone voice, mechanical movements, and attempts to act human provided endless comedic moments. I remember trying to imitate Vicky's stiff walk, much to my parents' amusement. My sister and I would spend hours pretending one of us was a secret robot. That's the power of these shows. They spilled over into our lives, turning imagination into play. Looking back, Small Wonder might not have been the most polished sitcom, but it was pure 80s weirdness, and we loved it. 7. Silver Spoons, Mansion Dreams. Who didn't fantasize about living in a mansion with a train running through it? Silver Spoons brought that fantasy to life. Ricky Stratton, played by the young Ricky Schroeder, lived the childhood we all dreamed of, complete with video games, toys, and an iconic arcade in the living room. The show played with the idea of wealth and responsibility, contrasting Ricky's lavish lifestyle with lessons about friendship and humility. It wasn't just wish fulfillment. It gave us a glimpse into a life that felt out of reach, but was endlessly entertaining. And let's be honest, the image of riding a train through your own house was enough to make Silver Spoons unforgettable. The Facts of Life. Growing up gracefully. You take the good, you take the bad. The theme song of The Facts of Life was more than just catchy. It was a mantra. The show followed a group of girls at a boarding school, guided by the wise Mrs. Garrett, and it became one of the most beloved casts of its time. It tackled everything from friendship and jealousy to body image and self-confidence, offering relatable role models for young girls. What made it special wasn't just the issues it addressed. It was the warmth of the relationships. Watching Blair, Tootie, Joe, and Natalie navigate adolescence felt personal, like we were seeing pieces of ourselves on screen. Decades later, the lessons of The Facts of Life still hold true. Those afternoons spent with Mrs. Garrett and the girls are forever etched in our memories. Final thoughts. Gen X's after-school TV is nothing but a filler, shaping our entertainment tastes and our sense of nostalgia. These shows were funny, bizarre, heartfelt, and always memorable, giving us a sense of belonging and a shared set of references. Today, with endless streaming options, kids might never know the feeling of waiting for a specific time slot or humming along to a theme song shared by millions. But for Gen X, those afternoons were extraordinary, and that's why we'll always remember them. What shows from your childhood hold a special place in your heart? Share your memories in the comments.